Hey everybody, it's me again. Let's see. Tempo played pretty well earlier, and because of it, it makes me want to pick up this deck. This is a historic best of three deck that is an aggressive mono white knight deck. Pretty good, pretty great. We're gonna get some games in. Here we go. Install your. Oh yeah. We definitely keep that. 3 lands in this deck is really really good. Another land is not that great. We really needed to draw into something that was faster than that, especially when there's all three of brawlers on that thing. I can create chunk blockers for days, but that's about it. Benelish Marshall is a really good card. If he has Stomp, we're in trouble. So there's the Stomp. It hit me. That's annoying. We're going to have to Benelish Marshall and the Benelish Marshall. Just hope we can get enough value that way to win. If that Worthy Knight had been able to survive for a couple more turns, probably would have been fine. Could have gotten a bunch of chunk blockers. And there comes a 4-4. He's probably thinking to himself that he's really set. And he might be, but I mean, we're just going to keep creating bigger creatures. Hopefully, we can stabilize before he does. He's not swinging with 2 creatures, so there's no chance of an Embercleave, so he'll just take 4 more. He'll make another 4-4, and he'll probably think that he's really set. So just a second. So this is 3, that makes that a 3 cost, so we still don't have enough mana. So we have to drop the Circle of Loyalty and hope he doesn't Embercleave. So we got 2 5/5s. If he has an Everclear, we're in trouble. He gets a Coffee Stick. That's pretty good. No swings. Alright, this is really good for us. We can just shoot from that area. Gideon.
This is a prime day for justice.
Give a Benelish
Will lend you my strength.
Marshall indestructible, then pass the turn. Suddenly we have a lot of value on the battlefield. But we're now down to 6. He has a Clothis. It's only a 4/5 though. Everything we have is 5/5s. If he swings everything, he has an Evercleave and game's over. He just passes this.
There with me.
We get another knight. We get a Venerable Knight here. The Claim Contender. We might have wanted to start with the Claim Contender, but if we could have found Worthy Knight off the Acclaimed Contender there, it would have been better for us. Let's give this guy indestructible just for fun. Gideon is a 7/7, so we'll swing for 7. It'll bounce off the Clothis. But I got chunk blockers for days, so I got ways to... Ooh, he just took 7. And Collected Company gives him 2 more creatures. Or how wide? How multiplied? You can do 4 with it? Okay, that's a good game. So we weren't able to gain life. I should have... Man! Who runs Phoenix of Ash and Gruul? That's the first I've seen that card. So again, we would have been really set and been able to go really aggressive had we been able to draw into that card that I can't remember. But we're going to drop Basri's to bring in playset of Glass Casket. Because it's easier to cast than the Skyclave Apparition. Skyclave Apparition is really hard. on the deck just because of its... I'm going to drop the histories and bring in the Skyclaves. I'm not going to look to push damage through in this matchup. I'm going to look to go wider than they are. And so Skyclave Apparition is actually a better card, especially since the majority of our deck is Anthem effects. So we have our Skyclave Apparition, so I guess that's fine. This is such a ridiculous hand. So Worthy Knight, honestly, is a card we should probably mold for in almost every matchup, or Benelish Marshal, but it's fine that we don't have one here. We're just going to start with our 2-1 and try to push damage through. I guess we have an aggressive hand. Yeah, based on what he's done so far, we do have an aggressive hand. Yes, that is a 1-1 Human Knight. And the reason we run the 1-1 Human Knight is because it helps out with the, what is that card called? The history one. That I can't seem to find. We're definitely taking that Brawler. If we could have set up last game, we would have been set behind everything. Life would have been a lot better. Had we been able to keep our life a little higher at the beginning of the game last game. It's a 3-3 aggressive thing down. There's a Benelish Marshal. So we can sit behind Benelish Marshals for days unless he brought removal for it. Which he could have done. So he can't Embercleave me. It's another Voltage Brawler. It's a lot of energy. And there's no way to deal with that energy. So here comes our card draw. Flame Contender. It's a 4-4. We're gonna draw. I control 1, 2, 3, 4 knights. So we grab the Circle of Loyalty. Cast it for 2. And that was one turn there. And then we still just only swing this 4-3. Because when this 4-3 dies, I can put a counter on something and make things bigger. Yeah, so this deck is working pretty much exactly as I want it to. I'm really excited, actually. So he's going to let his Voltaic Brawler go down, unless he has some really ridiculous tricks. And then I get to put another counter on the Benelish Marshal. Make it a 5-5, make it a lot harder for it to die in combat trades. So we could see an Embercleave here for 10. We do not. Instead, we're going to make a 2-2 knight. It's actually 4-4. Make a 3-3 Lifelinker, and then I'm going to make another knight. And then I'm going to swing these 2 knights. My guess is we see a Collected Company here. Does he have a way to kill my Benelish Marshal? Okay, so that is a lot of resources into my Benelish Marshal. He still takes 4. And we still have a lot of knights up. We're definitely going to activate the Legion's Landing next turn, because Lifelinkers are probably really important. And I would trade with the Casimir Mammoth. Dauntless Bodyguard would have been really nice to have had last turn. And that's just going to be game. Oh, the amount of pressure this deck can put on a board. Alright, we really enjoy being able to just like pump our creatures over and over and over again. Anthem effects are pretty great. So this deck isn't great. This is probably like a 40% win against this particular deck. We'll have to see what my opponent does in response. I feel like we did pretty good bringing in as much removal as we brought in. We didn't see like any of it in that game. But this is definitely a keepable hand in every way. Pays for Llanowar Elves. It would have paid for a Pulp Collector too. We definitely go Venerable Knight first because we want to be able to Dauntless Bodyguard, protect our Worthy or our Benelish Marshal. Girl Spellbreaker. This is turning into a similar game as the last game, as the first game. We definitely block, I think, to try to keep our life total high because of what's in our hand. So he has Coco or Embercleave. He does not have Embercleave. We're going to go no blocks and take our beatings. We're going to try to get Circle of Loyalty online because it's easier than... He has the Stomp, so he can't go as wide. We would have been able to go so wide. So we have Circle of Loyalty online for next turn or Benelish Marshal. He could have another Stomp or an Abrade. Abrade actually gets that. That's interesting. Office. How many things are in a graveyard? One. He could have another Stomp, but does not swing in, knowing that I would double trade. So definitely Circle of Loyalty to try to bring out a Braid. Pass the turn. Does he have the Braid? Looks like he does. So sad. We still have a way to beat the Spellbreaker down. And he probably wants to focus online before that happens. That Clefus is interested there to do so much. So there comes a Clefus. It's probably going to be the only one to swing dice. We're going to go no blocks and just take our keys. Man, not running into any part of removal, even though it was all sideboard into the main deck, has been just really sad. Especially because we're going to have to start blocking that Clefus at some point. Clefus. You can say it either way. It's probably Clefus. Just swings for 4 again. Could Embercleave. If he Embercleaves, we lose anyway. I gotta find a way to gain some life here. So we're gonna go with the Gideon, obviously, because that's the last thing that I can do with my hand. We're gonna give this guy lifelink.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
I'm gonna swing for 3. He's gonna Collected Company. Not overly surprised that he already found one. Things have literally just been like, find your best cards. What do you do? So I was thinking about doing that to keep it alive, but I guess we're gonna do this instead. We'll put one on the Benelish Marshal. Pass the turn. We'll take 2, and then he can pump. As of right now, he can only pump the Phoenix Smash once to do 4 in the air. This is such an interesting deck. I haven't even seen that in any decks except this deck. Yep, just swings everything because this game, regardless of how I block. But we will still block some stuff just for fun. Man, we almost got set up there. And there goes that deck. Woohoo! MonoWhite Knights. Not a deck that I play very often, but alright, into game 2. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. If he hadn't had Stomp, honestly, I think we win that game. The Abrade also really annoying. I forgot that Abrade is such a major part of the meta. And so this deck might not actually be good at all against anything. Tempo might be the deck that I should have been playing. But, you know, every now and then you just got to play Tribal. And you got to play some fun Tribal. And I really enjoy Mono White Knights. We need to draw a third land. We had a lot of land in a lot of the games. So 30 of consoles, really good in this matchup. Glass Casket, really good in this matchup. Let's see. We have a 60, almost a 70% chance of not drawing land. So we'll have to, he's going to snoop. He's going to snoop it up. I think I'm going to keep filling the board here with History of Vanilla. We're going to just try to push through the damage. Because my assumption is he doesn't block at all. Because he has the Muxus. But we'll have to see. I'm going to keep pushing regardless. Because that's the only way we win this matchup. So he's going to give me a 4-4 with Digi. That's pretty impressive. We like that. We like 4-4s. This is Herald's Horn. See, this is such a slow start for him. We're going to, like... I'm going to push that damage as much as I possibly can in this turn. Because he has 3, 4, maybe 5 mana available, so he's almost to Muxus. And I'm going to be able to probably Chain Whirler with nothing. He just has to get blockers down. That's a Basri. Make a 5-4. So that only gives us 1 mana available. I think we go into Basri here and give Benelish Monster a pull.
Persevere through loss and find our place. I will guard.
Swing for lethal.
Advance.
Did we out aggro goblins? That would have been really fun if we out aggro goblins. Looks like we did. Down to 2. So if we hadn't blocked, we would have had it. But it looks like we're not going to get there. If we had been able to have not these knights down, so yeah, there's the Muxus. His win. Down to 2. I don't think there was a better way to play that game out though. So I could have -2'd and create one more. I guess that would have been lethal. Alright, misplays by Travis. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that. We're gonna go to the next game. That was silly. We were so stinking close. Alright, we dropped a couple Imperial Lancers for authorities. Let's see, what else do I want here? We want Graph Digger's Cage, so I guess we could drop all that synergy for that. I don't want Bazzi's Lieutenant, it's too big. We'll grab a couple glass caskets. Basri is good, but not great. We'll bring in Skyclave Apparitions instead. And I think the same thing of Gideon most of the time, but in this situation, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, so we're going Removal Light, Sideboard Light, try to keep that aggro capability. There's a couple of different turns that it would have been better for us if we had had different pieces, but I mean, that's magic, right? You have stuff that helps you in certain matchups, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get it every time, right? I mean, that's the joys and the heartaches of sideboarding, especially when this is okay. What do I want to do here? I think I want to Gideon, the biggest thing that I have.
Gideon Jura, at your service. I believe in you, friend.
So, and then next turn we go Venerable Acclaimed Contender or Venerable Benelish. Probably Acclaimed Contender to certain things. We're going to keep gaining life while they do those kind of shenanigans. Another state. He's just going to put power on the board this time. Going to swing at the Gideon, which makes sense. It's 4 though.
I don't think so.
Whoa, game freezing. The game is freezing. Alright, there it goes. So, obviously we do a Venerable Knight. I think we do a Benelish Marshal here. And we'll just target the Benelish Marshal. Give it indestructible.
Share my light.
Swing for 5. So we got 2 blockers. Everything they cast enters tapped. And we gain life for it. Venerable Knight can trade if it needs to. Gideon's going to be able to do lots of really good stuff for us, pressure-wise, because Gideon can just swing in all the time. Can give our stuff indestructible, make other things be able to swing in. I'm glad I kept him. Other than it would have been nice to have had a removal spell on that turn, like the 3/3 or like Skyclave Apparition to get rid of one of the Snoops. He's going to have some interesting turns and decisions. Already in the consoles. He's going to make it happen now, apparently. He's going to just try to be on board. Gideon's only at 4, so we can't get rid of the Muxus. In fact, I don't have anything in sideboard or mainboard to get rid of the Muxus. So we're going to go another Venerable Knight. Acclaimed Contender. We're going to go find what? What do we want? Do we want the Benelish Marshal or the Circle of Loyalty? I think we want a body more than we want anything else here.
I believe in you.
He goes to 7. I got good blockers. Goblin War Chief. We gain more life. Goblin Chieftain. Suddenly we're not looking so hot. Goblin Ringleader. My goodness. Finds another Goblin Chieftain. That's only 4 deep. 6 deep. Jeez. Such a busted little creature. Now, if Gideon can get to 6.
On my watch.
So Dauntless Bodyguard's going to protect the Benelish Marshal. The Benelish Marshal is going to protect the Benelish Marshal. Okay, we got to get 7 in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures that can attack. He has 4 blockers. So think what we have to do here.
I will lend you my strength.
Is just swing Gideon for 6 damage. If they want to go to 1, they can, but I think we're going to be able to do stuff to stabilize here. He just goes to 1. He went to 2 last game. He's gone to 1 this game. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. So he can get to the Gideon if he wants to. But the more things he does, the better blocks that I have. There are more lords in red for goblins than there are. Makes that a 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. 6.
I've got you. Your light will cleave the darkness.
Gotta swing it all. 1, 2. Oh, we might have been able to do this one. We'll have to see how this works. He has to block it all if he wants to live. And I don't lose. I lose 1 creature. It looks like. And I make something bigger. Finds a Cranko. Can't tap it down because of Authority of the Consuls. Gets him down anyway. He only has 2 blockers. Good game. Deals 10 to me, but we have 30 life. 40 of the consoles comes in clutch! That's why we love that card. Alright. Let's see if we can pull out another, like, out-of-nowhere Goblins victory. I mean, I feel like every deck I play has a couple lines that do that. So last turn, the reason that I blocked with the Dauntless Bodyguard to keep Gideon alive is because it meant equal blockers to attackers on my side. And then I popped the Sheffet Dunes because it made the creatures have 1 more toughness, and the 1 more toughness was enough that I only lost 1 creature because of how he blocked. I think I might have been I might have lost more creatures in those trades in that attack in that combat had he blocked a little bit differently. Best 1-drop against goblins is Authority of the Consuls. So we really like that card. Now, here's the thing. Normally I wouldn't do this, but that creates 2 creatures, so we're that much closer to flipping it. Ooh. There goes our 2 1/1s. That's really sad. So that thing is big enough to be a problem for Gideon.
Let me lead the charge into darkness. I believe in you, friend.
It's a problem. but it shouldn't be too big of an issue. So he's got 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's not on Muxus yet. Oh, being able to board wipe me with that Goblin Chamberlain was huge there. Gets the Herald's Horn down. I'm surprised he didn't do that earlier in last game when I knew that he had it. I don't remember how he had it though.
That was a good hit. That's enough.
We'll get the Shepherd Dunes down. Good contender for no extra card draw. Make sure this guy's get indestructible. I wish it lasted longer than just the combat step. Because of the way the deck works, I might let Gideon go down here if he attacks it. Obviously, he has Muxus or any other shenanigans. He has Cranko. I guess we leave the Gideon alive. Don't really want to do that, but I wish I was running board wipes. Would have been
I've got
huge. Top deck a glass casket. Go us. Takes the Snoop for fairly obvious reasons.
I believe in you.
Man, us drawing lands. How many lands do I even run in this deck? Let's see. We run 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Looks like we run 21 lands in this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 out of our 21 already. So he can't just beat me down with those. He doesn't have to use Cranko. And I wouldn't use Cranko's ability here because that just gains me more life. But we'll see if he's paying attention to that. Because this swings for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He would have done 17 damage to me had he not let that thing in. That's double Cranko, mob bosses. Another Goblin. Trying to up the damage of the Muxus. So basically it comes out even though. Because he's only created 2 extras. Now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wish I was running Settle the Wreckage. Officially. I'm gonna have to relook at my sideboard after this. Just swings. Oh, gets rid of the Gideon. Skirt. Nope. War Chief. Yeah. Man, there's better ways to do what he just did.
I can take a hit or two.
I really wish I had a board wipe of any kind in this deck, but I don't have a single one. There's a Venerable Knight. You know, it would have been nice to have had at least one creature last turn. But that's fine. Able to do absolutely nothing. My opponent untaps with more than lethal. We save the game. And we'll let him do whatever he wants. Alrighty then. Proof, though, that Authority of the Consuls is like the greatest card ever against them. No blocks. Really fast match. We gotta win against goblins. That's pretty impressive. But then we lost to it overall. I'm gonna go look at the sideboard real quick. You can join me if you want. On the video, I'm gonna stay in. Just look at that deck. It's been a long while since I've made any adjustments to it or looked at it, so we'll go do that once it loads. The game sometimes has a couple of issues with my computer. It doesn't always love it. Let's see. Let's go to decks. It's towards the bottom because it's been a long time, like I said, since I've messed around with it or done anything to the sideboard. So let's see. Our sideboard consists of Glass Casket, Skyclave, Unbreakable Formation, Authority of the Consuls. So I have never brought in Unbreakable Formation. I can see the games that it would be good. We're going to put Settle the Wreckage in its place and add a third Authority of the Consuls. So this is the deck. It's 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 1-drops, 4 2-drops, ton of 3-drops, 2 2 4-drops, and then 3 6-drops. Now this 3 6-drops, this is an amazing card. It can be really cheap because it's cost 1 less to cast for each knight you control. And then we're done 14, 18, 19, 21 lands. But pretty streamlined deck. It's an aggressive white weenie deck that I might have just really improved the sideboard for by adding Settle the Wreckage to it. So we'll go give it another go. At least one more here, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, here we go. The guy has Giganta. That could be a lot of stuff. We'll play first. We'll keep that. It's not great. That is a lot of pain land stuff as well as an untapped land. But I got a curve basically to Basri, and I might even do that. Looks like we're playing against Outcome. Paradox Engine. That deck is basically as busted as you can get. I don't know if I can do enough damage fast enough before they can get there. Before they can get everything online. It's just absurd, the amount of everything they can do. Now, Kinnan doesn't want to block. This guarantees circle, but we have circle next turn anyway.
Join me, and I will protect you as my own.
Because we get circle next turn, we're going to go really wide here. Nope, he's taking care of the Basri. I guess that's okay. He has access to 1, 2, 3, or well, 2, 4, 5, or 4, 5, 6 mana. That is so much. Oh, yep, it creates 2, so he lost 1, gains 2 there. And he gets the Paradox Engine online. That, he found it that fast? I think there's nothing I can do. To stop this. He might have just won on this turn. I got him to 9 in 3 turns. Fairly aggressive play. Now, if I had been able to take care of that Kinnan, I guess that actually probably would have been good. So making plans for how we sideboard. He's just been able to create, generate, play so much mana. A new Mox Amber to untap, to keep a new Mox Amber, just to get more mana available. But it looks like he's just gonna wreck. Yep, there's the climb. Alright, that's game. I'm not gonna wait. There's no way out of that situation. Once they're that set up, we're gonna take out all of our early stuff to bring in those things. I still want to get a good board state and be rather aggressive. Settle is not good. 2 more Skycliffs could be really, really good. Draft Digger's Cage could be interesting, but it's not really the plan. Gravedigger's Cage will be good against Collected Company decks, basically, is why it's in the sideboard. But here we go. Let's see if we can get something useful. We have to be so aggressive to win this matchup. We want to get Legion's Landing down first, probably. Venerable Knight would generally be better for damage purposes. So we will do Venerable Knight to 2-1. We're trying to race them. And if they can get their stuff set up, they just win. There's a Lenore Elves. It will not trade. We know that. And if it does trade, we're in trouble because we don't flip the Legion's Landing next turn. And we want to flip the Legion's Landing and get the Benelish Marshal down. We want to draw land. Benelish Marshal, flip it, play Imperial Land. That's what we want. We'll see if we can get that set up. Hey, we drew land. Alright, so there's land, Benelish Marshal. Swing, flip. Goes to 8. Imperial Lancer. We have lethal. Did we do it? Because if he has to combo off on this turn. He doesn't have a Kinnan active. He has Emery though. So now he has 2 blockers. We really want to find a glass casket off the top. That would be like the best play. Or another Benelish Marshal. He can't kill the Benelish Marshal. We're just going to keep spamming that attack button. We got there. Whew. So we add interactive pieces and then win with an aggro game. Where game 1 we had an aggro game and couldn't get there. So hopefully this game is just as aggressive as last game. And if not, I want all of my interactive pieces so that we can not let him do stuff. This is so slow. We have so many 1-drops in the deck, though, that I'll hope that we draw into something useful. Especially because a Claim Contender is kind of useless if we don't have a knight on the battlefield. He does not have a ton of Lenore Elves. I do not have a turn 1 Venerable. If he drops Kinnan, I'm going to cry. Kinnan into Mox. Looks like Kinnan into Mox. Nope, Mind Stone. Alright, this game is slow for both of us. We appreciate slow games from our opponents, but we needed to be aggressive. I should have mulled that hand. User error number 2. Try this today. There's the Karn, or a Karn. So we really wish we could Circle of Loyalty already, but we're going to have to wait till next turn. We will have to Circle of Loyalty before we acclaim Contender. Oh, this... As soon as he gets set up, it's just game over. So he's got his Paradox Engine. Probably has a Mox Amber. No Mox. So here's the thing. We can cast Circle of Loyalty right now. So Dauntless Bodyguard makes it so that we can still cast it. But we get the most value out of casting stuff out of our hand. Because this is still a 1. So we get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so we're 3 short. If he has the combo, he wins. Otherwise, we got him again. He already has the Paradox Engine, so Chromatic Sphere being able to redo everything with Emery basically means he has the combo, but he kind of needs a Karn still, and a couple other pieces. So we were 3 short. Again, probably should have mulled that hand, because if we had mulled that hand, we would have been able to do more. So before he attacks, or before he casts things, he should be tapping Emery every single time. because that just gives him access to the chromatic sphere. He'd have access to an extra one if he had made a play earlier. It's going to be slow, but I don't know if he has enough money to go off. He's going to just keep drawing cards for ages and ages. We were so close damage-wise. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, is he can untap this now, and then he just has, like, more of an infinite loop. With him, yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. He's got so many things to find. I wish sometimes that the auto pass button would make it so that your opponent, we didn't have to hit resolve all the time. Because I have no, I guess technically I have a response. Dauntless Bodyguard can sacrifice itself. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to pause the video here and I'll come back if I win. Alright, so he lost. He found a Karn. It only took like 5 more minutes for him to find it. So I paused it so he didn't have to endure the pain like I did. Oh man, I don't like that combo. But the deck is much improved. If we had brought in a couple more Skyclaves, maybe we would have had a higher chance of hitting one of those instead of an Acclaimed Contender to slow him down. I think I got time for one more here. So here we go. Alright, we're gonna go first again. This deck seems to like going first. 3 lands, Benelish Marshal, we're good to go. Get the Venerable Knight out first, it deals 2 damage. More aggressive piece. We want to draw another 1-drop here. What are our chances of drawing a 1-drop? Let's see here. Pretty high. That is a... Okay, so I know what deck we're playing against. This deck is obnoxious. This is the Selesnya Company life gain deck. It runs 4 main board authority of the consoles to deal with the Goblins deck. Goblins may be one of the best decks in the format. Oh, this is Vance. He's playing Vance. I did not expect that. They're definitely testing the Benelish Marshal. If it gets pounded, I will try it. But we're going to just like spam that attack button. Down to 10. We're at 24. Growth Spiral. Okay, this is Bant Mythics. We're playing against Bant Mythics running main board authority of the consoles. Apparently he hates playing against good players. So we got Bowser's Lieutenant here. Put a counter on it. That is such an annoying card, I've decided. Well, this could just be Bant Control. He got to Shadow the Sky. I feel like I didn't overcommit to my board, but Bowser's Lieutenant actually helps us escape a lot of board wipes. So do the Planeswalkers, which is why they're in the deck main board. I would have loved to have had another Goggles match up just to show how much of a better matchup it is after you add more removal options. So I do get the land here, so we can go Worthy Knight, Oh no, he gains a life. A thing here. Oh no, he gains 2 life. To go find a Dauntless Bodyguard. But it moves a bunch of cards out of the way. We hit him for 4. Apparently he did not want to block. He's down to 10. So he gained 3, lost 4. So he lost 1 overall. That looks like he'd be running the Orion. Or maybe he's just trying to run an instant style deck. With mainboard Shatter this way. I was expecting Shatter again.
I would like to ask about
Asatamio.
anomalies you have
Really good in this format, actually. Brings the Shattered in the slot back to hand. Okay, well, we'll go Dauntless Bodyguard. To protect Worthy Knight. And then I'll swing for 4 at your face. Put you at 8. Pass the turn. If you really want to show the sky, it's fine. I'll actually come out of it on top.
I noted this somewhere.
Looking for the Wrath of God. Just to get another board wipe. I'm in such a good spot here. He's gonna Narset. I think I got rid of him next turn.
Focused and disciplined. I have just the trick for this.
Come on, where is like Benelish Marshall or our best card in the deck, which is... Oh, there it is. There's the Shadow. Alright. Oh, I can't sack. I forgot. Oh, there it is. So we're gonna land in the Circle of Loyalty. What do we got? We got 5 ability. That's 3. That's 3. I think we eat the Nars. Well, actually, we're just swing 5 at face. Let's try to find another win con. He has to find a board wipe, or we have lethal, or he has to get creatures down because we have lethal.
Keep an open mind.
Finds the Wrath of God. There it is. Has to cast it though. Leaves him only with 3 mana. Probably into Narset. Kill his own Romeo? Nope.
I think you will
What's he
find
looking
my
for now?
love.
Oh, this is an approach deck. This is an interesting deck. You can do some really cool things. Commit to memory. Okay, yeah, yep. You can do some cool stuff. Alright. You know he has a lot of board wipe options. We got the Adana and the Circle of Loyalty, though. We're never going to run out of creatures. Oh, don't tell me he disconnected. Alright, good. I want to, like, save stuff, but I also want to go find creatures and create board states that are nearly impossible for my opponents to deal with. Another Circle of Loyalty, so just in case he tails with the first one. So we got lethal on board. He has to board wipe me again. Man, he keeps growth spiraling. He has not yet found an approach to the second song. Even if he finds an approach, this game gains 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can use 9. So lethal currently. And just brings it back to hand. Apparently we should have killed that Daniel. That would have been better than what we did. Alright. Learning as we go.
There are so many mysteries.
Still trying to find that approach. Find it. Okay, 7. Gain 7 life. So he's gonna cast it. Cast it. It looks like we lost. Game 1.
To the library.
Yeah, so he gets to look 4 deep. He put it 7 deep, look 4 deep, and then grab it with more 7. That's another authority of the consoles. That was pretty good. I can't generate enough damage in a turn, especially with the authority of the consoles down. Just cast it again. Uses Narset to go grab the approach. We're still going to create ourselves a 3-3 and gain 2 life from it.
Meditate.
We were relatively close to winning that game, I will admit. And Yasharn made it so that we couldn't keep enough board pressure to actually get going. But we were able to maintain and get a board state. Those authority of the consoles were obnoxious. The Tamio we should have killed. We'll let him beat us and then we'll make a plan for game 2. Let's see here. No creatures in his deck. Skyclave Apparition gets rid of his authorities. I think we just keep the same main deck and just hope that he doesn't have a turn 4 board wipe. I don't think we overextended into a turn 4 board wipe last game, but we might have. We were we did go first, didn't we? So I guess we did technically overextend. We should have in that game. We should have beat the Tamio down when we had that opportunity. I wanted to force him to board wipe, but then he just used Tamio to grab a board wipe and board wipe me. So I guess getting rid of the Tamio would have been better there. Shoot. Basri makes it a lot harder for him to deal with what I'm doing, so I guess we keep this hand. Don't really love it. I would have liked a couple more aggressive early game pieces and another land. But it looks like we are grinding the land. So here's the question. Do we try to Basri and get that value? Do we History of Benalia to get that value? Or do we Benelish Marshal for damage? I think this turn we Basri.
Are a team. We succeed or fail as one.
And the reason we Basri here is because this is just a different card for him to deal with in last game. Because if we can get him to his emblem, we could potentially just win off that. And now, because he's at a board wipe, we don't want a Benelish Marshal. So we have double History of Benalia. That's actually going to be more difficult for him to deal with
My sand will
than either of the creatures. And again, once we get Basri to his... So 2 turns till Basri's emblem. If he can't deal with the Basri, then his emblem should just win us the game because he doesn't have authority consoles. We did not see it's a fairy last game, so he goes to Shatter. He's got to keep me off lethal. We're going to use another History of Benalia here.
Oketra's love is your shield.
So we're able to here pretty much just sit behind creatures. He's a couple turns away from Approach to the Second Sun, which obviously would still beat us if he got there. There's no board wipe there. There's an Uro, he's just really wide. So Benelish Marshal coming down next turn is huge amounts of damage. So we're going to make another knight, make our knights bigger. We're going to do this.
We will be found worthy together.
So we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's lethal. So Benelish Marshal makes this lethal because we've parameters. And that's exactly 13.
Our cause.
We got there. So again, we played that game perfectly with what our threats were versus what we thought his answers would be. Into game 3. Here we go. Alright, we're back. We keep this. This is not an overly aggressive hand, but again, we have a lot of this. Oh man, it's a turn 1 authority of the consoles. That slows us down so much. So much. So obviously, we go Imperial Lancer. We're trying to get to that early Circle of Loyalty. It looks like we're not going to get the turn 3 Circle of Loyalty. It's not quite have 3 1-drop White Knights. It would be easier to get to a turn 3 Circle of Loyalty if you're playing Warsaw Knights, but I have yet to figure out the setup for that one yet. We definitely go History of Vanilla. He's had a board wipe. Which is annoying, but history replaces at least one of our knights, which is good. And then I can chip it dunes in a Circle of Loyalty. I reached 5 lands before he did. Pretty awesome. So this will be able to swing for 5. He's gained a ton of lives. I kind of don't want to cast this. But will. Because this lets me search for creatures. Gets rid of my 5/4 before it can attack. We get 4/4 for nothing. Alright, alright. Looks like he got set up. The double authority of the consoles too. Absolutely absurd. My opponent said, I don't want my opponent to play Magic. He might have even gone straight for an authority of the consoles. Like, that may have been his mole strategy, was we gotta find an authority of the consoles. He has another commit. Alright. He takes 3 instead. I have a Circle of Loyalty from him. He has a Wrath of God. Oh my goodness. So we're just going to cast this from hand. He knows we have 2 of them now. But this gets it out a turn earlier. Give me 7 cards, I dare you. Get the 10 in order to get the Wrath of God back to hand. Oh my goodness, I'm so done with that strategy. It looks like there's no way out here. Yep, the Wrath back to hand, because there's absolutely no reason not to do that. So this takes 4, this takes 3, this takes 4. The biggest creature is this one. This one gives us life gain. So he could escape an Uro now. An Uro can... Oh, it can't. He doesn't have double green. But Uro would pretty much win in the game at this point. Finds a search for Escanta. We activate our Circle of Loyalty. We're 1 mana away from being able to create another creature on that turn. So that's our land. So, for sure we get rid of the Tameo. We made that mistake game 1 of letting that sit on the battlefield and him just like the constant revival, whatever it was, of the board wipes. Oh, so there's Uro. That should be game. Uro should be game. Now it depends on if he wants to wrap a 1/3/3, which I don't think he wants to do. He's got Escanta online. Gets an approach out. So we have to win this next turn, and I don't think we are capable of doing it. I don't think we have enough. I don't think we can create enough power on the battlefield to do that. We get him to 28. And I can put 5 more power on the board, but he's just going to wrath me here. And then he can escape Uro. And get that much closer to... Oh! We had so much power on the board. Those authorities gained him so much life over the course of this game. I can put 5 power on the board every turn to gain 4 life. Gain 3 more after that. And I didn't bring anything in to deal with it. So it's going to be bigger than anything I do. It doesn't matter. We're going to just do it now. Put all that power on the board. So we have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15 power on the board, which is a lot for a white lady deck. You still have 2 cards away from the approach. No blocks. He has another Wrath. Just another Authority. I dare you to commit to memory. Give me access to more cards. Please. He doesn't have to, though. He wins in 3 turns. Probably faster than that. I wonder what he's thinking about, because he could do whatever the heck he wanted on this turn, and it wouldn't matter. He still won this game. Looks like he has a lot of thoughts to think about. I would not run commit to memory, but if he did memory right now and gave me 7 cards in hand, I'd be happy. Looks like he's just going to escape another Uro instead. So he has a block. Just to get 1 turn closer to approach. And then Escanta. So he could have grabbed it that turn anyway. This still puts more power on the battlefield, generally speaking. It doesn't matter. He's already won. He's at 52 life. Absolutely absurd. I feel like that deck would get wrecked by Robin. We'll put a Badger Lieutenant out just to show us that we got a few of those shenanigans in the deck. then uses it, grabs the approach, and then casts the approach to win the game. Well, White Knights, very aggressive, did not beat a control deck, and lost to Goblins. And that is all that I have time to do today. Hopefully, y'all have a great rest of your day.